Have you ever thought about starting a business in Africa? Let's take the example of Senegal, a French-speaking West African country. Here are 5 essential steps to starting your own successful business in Senegal. Salam alaikum sama gaay, na ngeen def? My name is Danielle. I'm an American living here in Dakar. I started my own business here in 2017, and I share my expertise to help you achieve your business goals in West Africa. Oftentimes my clients come to me with these big, involved, comprehensive business plans. While having a business plan is the right first step to have, the important thing is that it has to be simple, easy to understand, and adaptable to the local context. So it's really a good idea hiring a local expert so that you can make sure that your plan is adapted to the local context and the local realities. Next, it's really important from the very beginning to have local advisors, such as a notary, a lawyer, and a fiscal accountant that can help you understand your obligations and the local law before you start any activity. A lot of people believe that since Senegal is a developing country, the administration is maybe a little bit old-fashioned and it's not digitalized, that maybe it's not as important to think about these things from the very beginning, or maybe wait until you need someone to reach out to them. It's important to not underestimate the importance of Senegalese administration. For example, the tax office can audit you for up to 5 years at a time, so you want to make sure from the very beginning that you know your obligations, you know the law, and you're getting the right advice from people. A business lawyer can tell you if your type of business model or activity requires a certification, a permit, some sort of a deposit of funds. She can tell you, or he can tell you, what's required here in Senegal for your business type. So that's very important too. You don't want to wait until you have a problem to reach out to a lawyer. Having a fiscal accountant from the beginning, they can tell you things like up until a certain amount of yearly revenue, you don't have to pay the VAT, or what we call in Senegal the TVA, which is 18%. If you don't consult a tax advisor, you won't know, and you'll end up paying way more tax than you need to. You may also want to consider hiring at least one person to help you at the beginning, such as an administrative assistant. This person can help you keep track of your expenses, your receipts. There's lots of paperwork in Senegal, lots of contracts, lots of things require signatures, lots of things also that are issued by the government that cannot be easily replaced. And so you need someone who can keep track of all that and make sure you have it on hand and stay organized. You also though want to make sure that you're getting good HR advising. Senegal has the French system of labor laws, meaning there's 2 different kinds of labor contracts or employment contracts. One is a fixed term contract, or a CDD. The other is an indeterminate length contract, or a CDI, also known as a permanent contract. You want to be careful with the type of employment you're offering people, because getting out of these contracts as an employer can be very complicated and very expensive. So you might get stuck with a person that maybe you don't get along with, or in the end their work quality isn't what you were expecting. So you want to be careful with the type of work contract you're offering as well. Finally, keep in mind that you can have some unexpected costs here locally that you may not have been prepared for in the beginning. You definitely want to keep in your budget space for some unexpected costs. For example, the local market here in Senegal doesn't have a lot of choices, but also the quality isn't so good. Oftentimes when people are starting their new business here or starting a project, they end up importing lots of materials from abroad. You don't want to end up in a situation where you come to Senegal and you don't find what you need, and so you end up having to order it from somewhere else, and then you have to take into account the shipping costs, the taxes, the duties, everything, the shipping that goes into it, bringing it into the country. So that's one example. Transportation is sometimes very difficult here. It's very costly, and it's often late. Things don't run on schedule here, so you may want to keep in mind that there's going to be delays. Those also have costs associated with it. I would just advise to keep a buffer in your budget for some unexpected costs. Thanks so much for listening. Merci beaucoup. Jërëjëf. Good luck setting up your business in Senegal, and don't forget, Nyofar.